on the office that you work at when you graduate, you may run across some dental cone beam CT scans. And I wanted to go over those very quickly just so that you're familiar with them and you know how to read those as well. This is a very advanced technology. Typically you won't see this unless you're working in a perio or an oral surgeon's office. Because of the technology involved, it's just not something you're going to run across very commonly in like a general practice and that sort of thing. So I want to go over that really quickly. And CT scan is going to be the same type of image that you're familiar with if you went to a hospital and had a CT scan. And CT scan just means computed tomography. And we're going to explain that just a little bit here. CBCT scans, or cone beam computed tomography, it's a mouthful, is basically a computer-generated image based on the X-ray scans that are taken. They're multi-layered, and reading them is pretty simple once you figure out how, but unless you're shown how, it's really confusing. But the nice thing is this gives you a very detailed 3D multi-layered view. So we'll go ahead and look at some here. So what you're looking at here essentially started as a panoramic. And a lot of these machines look like panoramic images. And so you'll see, these machines look like what you're used to seeing as a panoramic machine in an office. But the image they take is much more detailed. So this is a kind of a basic panoramic view that we're used to seeing. But what I want to point out is these lines that are going across. So you see the two blue lines with the darker blue with the lighter blue in the center. So what you're looking at is a slice right here of this image. And so this is actually that slice. Okay? So if you were to take this whole image and just cut out a little piece, flip it so that you could look at the underside, this is the view that you would have. And then you have more lines coming down here vertically that kind of cut in a little bit. And you have all these little scale things going on here. This is the one that I want to particularly point out. You've got your three blue lines going up vertically with this little scale going here. This is that scale repeated. Those are slices and views as well. This blue line that's running in the center is this blue line here. So this point of this image is this same point of that image. But there's different ways to look at that. So if you took every one of these little slices, so every one of these yellow lines, and created an image going back vertically again instead of the horizontal view that you have here, if you took each one of these slices and looked at it again vertically, this is the slice that you're looking at. This blue line that's in the center of that little measurement here, this little ruler, this is the slice. This is that same area, and you can see it's highlighted in blue. If we were to click on another one of these squares, it would move the blue line within that scale or move it here. So it's just giving you, these are vertical slices. This is a horizontal slice of this same computer regenerated view. And so what they're showing you in particular here, just to give you a little bit better visual, this is the mandibular canal. You've got your mental foramen here, mandibular foramen is up here. But they're showing you that mandibular canal. So you notice you don't see it here. So this is the start. You don't see it here in the first few images. Then you pick it up in image 4. So this is about right here, or the fourth little slice about right there. Okay? Each of those slices, you can see that it gets larger until the mandible begins to narrow as it's going up this angle here. Okay? So you've got your panoramic view, which is kind of a frontal view. You can have it horizontally sliced this way, or you can have vertical slices this way. And that's how you read the image. And then the computer typically can give you a three-dimensional reconstruction based on these views. Okay, so that's that image. We'll look at a kind of a different little slice here. Let's see. All right, it's just showing you, sorry, this is just showing you everything that I just went through. So you've got the blue line here. The blue line here is the same square here. So all of those are connected and showing you how they relate to one another. This is a different image. They're getting ready to do some implants. So what they've done is they've taken this image, it looks like a panoramic here. They're able to do some three-dimensional reconstruction, so they're turning it a little bit. They're actually able to computer simulate what those implants will look like and then look at it in just different views. So they've kind of blown it up here. These are the images where they're going in and slicing it. You can see there's 3 slices going this way. So you get the vertical slices. Those are the 3 vertical slices. This one square that comes across and gives you a little panel that is more of a facial view. That's this view. And then you've got a line that comes across here, and that's that horizontal slice. Okay, so these are your 3 lines. This is your one that's going along the jawline. Okay, you can see the representation of that mandibular canal. One of their concerns must be that the implants would interfere with the mandibular canal. So you can see the mandibular canal here. You can see it just a little bit in this image. You can see it come all the way through these other images. Okay, but you can see there's also an implant on the other side, and you can see it present here. So what they're able to do with this is adjust and set and really decide what angle they want those implants to sit at, because as they're putting it here, there's plenty of bone on this side, but look how thin this is. Okay, so they're able to adjust that angle. The second implant, they have it already kind of figured out. There's plenty of bone on both sides, but they're able to look from this horizontal view and do some adjusting as well. So that's where this really shines and why you see it a good bit in oral surgeons and in periodontal offices. It really picked up when they started to do more and more implants. This is just another image. This is your more traditional pan. A little on the creepy side, but it's a more traditional pan. They've blown up a little section here that would almost look like a bite wing. This is the computer reconstructed view here. And you can see there's only 2 squares on this one. You've got one plane here and then one plane going through. That's recreated right there. Okay? This particular slice that they're taking here is viewed here. This slice that goes along with the arch is viewed here. So basically you're taking these images that would have just been a 2-dimensional image before. Now they're able to reconstruct, and it's a lot of computer magic, but they're doing just a reconstruction of that to give you multiple views and multiple angles, and it's primarily, again, for removing impacted teeth, removing tumors, trying to see how large a tumor is. Placing implants is probably the most common, but just different views, different ways of looking things. It seems very foreign, but it really isn't, and I wanted you guys to have a chance to look at these so that if you get into an office that does use the CT scans, it's not as foreign. You don't look at them with a confused look. You know what you're looking at, and you know how to read them a little better.